Dragon Ball, I am One Punch Man. Chapter 21. Hee, still pretending for me, there is no need for a guy on this earth who is more pretending than me. Chi-Yu was amused by Satan. This guy is really pretending with his life. Suddenly, another figure appeared on the field. She has short yellow hair, looks crisp and sharp, and has cold eyes. She is the number 18 who just defeated Goten Jr. and Trunks Jr. The three of them stood in a three-legged posture on the stage of the world's #1 martial arts tournament. At this time, the host crawled out from nowhere and continued to host. Dear viewers and friends, the world's #1 martial arts tournament has come to an end, and the previous contestants flew away due to some strange reasons. Haha. Speaking of this, the host wiped the cold sweat from his forehead. Ever since Son Goku and Krillin participated in the first Tenkaichi Budo tournament, every time they come to the Tenkaichi Budo tournament, big things happen. As the host, he can be said to have witnessed the growth of Son Goku and others. The most important thing is that he is extremely dedicated, often risking his life to explain and host. He is really a very attractive character. Although he is only a commoner, he has vision and clarity that commoners do not have. When everyone thinks that Satan is the hero who saves the world, only he understands that it is not Satan who saves the world, but Son Goku, Dragon Ball warriors who have been silently paying for the earth. Originally thought that this time they could witness Son Goku's wonderful battle again, but they encountered a powerful enemy again. It seems that the champion of this world's #1 martial arts tournament has no chance with Son Goku and the others. The host was a little emotional, he is old too. I don't know how many times I can continue to host the world's #1 martial arts conference. Probably, this is the last time, right? These emotions were just for a moment. The host regained his spirits and played his impassioned yet humorous hosting style. Okay, there are still 3 contestants left on the field, and the one in the middle is naturally Mr. Satan, our great hero who saves the earth. Following the host's voice fell. Deafening cheers resounded from the audience again. Satan, 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 Satan. Satan was very satisfied with the cheers from the audience. He raised his hands, closed his eyes, and said with a smug face, I will definitely continue to defend my title as the world's #1 champion. I love you all. Satan, 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 Satan. Ahem. Everyone, please be quiet, the contestants need a quiet environment for the competition. The host coughed, interrupting the cheers of Satan's brainless fans. If this guy continues to pretend like this, it seems that this time the world's #1 martial arts tournament will be nothing to watch. He didn't want to host the world's #1 martial arts conference for the last time, but it would end with such a boring ending. The host looked at number 18 on the field and the bald contestant. Although he is from Common, his vicious eyesight let him see that these 2 contestants are not ordinary, because they are in the same group as Son Goku and others. Will the people who can stand with those perverts be common people? Perhaps, the world's #1 martial arts conference this time is not too much of a failure. The host expected Chi-Yu with a bald head and number 18 to bring him a little surprise. So, he once again made an impassioned voice, Dear audience friends, the last competition will be a melee of 3 contestants. There is no time limit and no limit to the number of people. As long as one party automatically admits defeat, or falls out if you lose outside the arena. The last one to stand on the arena will be the champion of this world's #1 martial arts tournament. You will receive the 10 million prize money provided by the organizer. Then, let's start the game. Following the host's voice fell. Boom. There was a huge sound of gongs and drums on the field. The game has officially begun. The audience suddenly fell silent. It could be said to be silent. Everyone stared wide-eyed at the 3 people on the ring, wanting to know who would make the first move. But everyone waited for a long time, only to find that the 3 contestants on the field were all silent and watching. The bald head and the woman with the yellow head and short hair, the 2 have been looking at each other, without looking at Satan at all. Although Satan likes to brag, he still has self-knowledge anyway. He obviously feels that something is wrong with the atmosphere on the field. In addition, he claims to be the best in the world, so of course he can't make the first move. There was a long silence. Chi-Yu said lightly to number 18, Admit defeat, number 18, you are not my opponent. No 18's eyes were still cold, but there was a trace of tension. Chi Yu didn't make a move. But it put a lot of pressure on her mentally and imposingly, which no one else could feel. Only when she faced Chi Yu face to face did she realize how terrifying this bald guy is. I need the 10 million for my family to buy a big house and travel around the world. I won't admit defeat, not to mention you may not win. Number 18 said stubbornly, biting his lip. Chi Yu smiled, only to see his figure sway slightly, and he disappeared into the ring. Seeing this familiar scene, the host yelled excitedly, "Oh! Look everyone, Chi Yu disappeared from the ring. His speed is too fast, so everyone can't see where he is." The entire audience was dumbfounded when they saw this scene. For a moment, everyone was speechless. How can people be so fast? Is this Superman? The world has been peaceful for too long, and the audience who were in the same era as the host back then are all old. These audiences have also been updated, and they are no longer the audience of the past. What they have come into contact with is only the world of common people. In their eyes, a person like Satan who can smash a dozen tiles at a time is an invincible master among human beings. Many people work hard to practice martial arts and participate in the first martial arts conference, all aiming at Satan, or simply to meet their idol Satan. They couldn't imagine that in this world there would be a Superman who could fly, and a pervert who could destroy the earth with a single blow. It is even more unimaginable that I have actually died many times, and the earth has been destroyed many times. Are you kidding? How could he disappear? You know, even I, the world champion, can't do it. When Satan saw this scene, his nose almost flowed down. Laymen watch the excitement, while experts watch the doorway. In the eyes of outsiders, Chi Yu just disappeared in the ring. But in I-18, Chi Yu's speed was very slow, and he punched her at an extremely slow speed. But with such a slow punch, she found that she had nowhere to hide. Her body was no longer listening to her, so she could only stand there dumbfounded, unable to move, and then watched helplessly as Chi Yu punched her in the stomach. Boom! A slight collision sounded, and number 18 was sent flying by Chi Yu. He simply and neatly fell out of the ring. It wasn't until this time that Chi Yu appeared on the ring again, and the battle had already been decided. The host yelled at the right time, "Ah, did you see that?" Contestant 18 was knocked off the field by Chi Yu, who disappeared. She lost. The rest of the audience finally reacted when they heard the host's words. This is the end of the battle. What kind of battle is this? It's too sloppy, it's not exciting at all. But I thought this bald-headed and short-haired woman would be easy to deal with, but I didn't expect it to be so difficult. I didn't even see how he did it. Satan touched his nose in tears, his face extremely depressed. I thought he was just a bronze, but I didn't expect his mother to be a king. How can this be done? How can I pretend after this? It's about to be leaked. If he was punched by this bald demon king, wouldn't his reputation as Satan be completely ruined? Just when Satan was dazed and at a loss. Boom, boom, boom. Chi Yu walked towards Satan step by step with a blank expression on his face. Hey, what do you want to do? Don't kill me, don't kill me. Satan saw Chi Yu's indifferent face. Thought he wanted to kill someone. His legs softened, and he almost knelt down. I heard that you saved the world, and you are also the consecutive champion of the world's #1 martial arts competition. Chi Yu looked at Satan and said calmly, "Haha, I did save the world, but that happened many years ago. As for the consecutive championships in the world's #1 martial arts tournament, everyone gave me Satan's face. In fact, I can't take it seriously." Satan was captured by Chi Yu with hairy eyes, he said with a guilty conscience. Chi Yu smiled, "Ha ha ha. Well, I want to challenge you, the world champion who killed Cell. Son Goku who left before had fought against Cell. You should know it when you were there, right? One of them is Vegeta. I killed the guy just now, and I killed a monster that even Son Goku and the others couldn't beat together. I wonder if you can block my punch." One of the perverts was killed by this guy. The group of monsters that even the perverts couldn't beat were also killed by this guy. Gudong. Satan swallowed sharply, almost bursting out with an urge to urinate. If he hadn't held back, he would have peed his pants. After Chi Yu finished speaking, he stared at Satan without saying a word. "Hero, can you stop looking at me like that? I was wrong, I shouldn't pretend, I'm a liar, I didn't actually save the earth, I didn't kill the cell, I lied to everyone, please don't kill me. I'll give you whatever you want. Satan's legs softened and he begged for mercy. It's okay not to kill you, but I just remembered that I haven't won the championship bonus of the number 1 Budokai in the world, so I came back to challenge you, Mr. Satan. Satan immediately whispered, I can give you all the bonuses, but can I trouble you to give me the championship? Otherwise, my reputation as Satan will be ruined. Chi-Yu smiled and said, of course, the reward for the champion is 10 million US dollars, as long as you give me more. Satan has accumulated a lot of assets by bluffing and cheating all these years. Seeing that Chi-Yu said that he can talk, Satan was overjoyed and said, how about I give you $30 million? $100 million, write me another check for $10 million, or I'll let you get out of the ring right now. This, reluctant, I'll give it. Satan gritted his teeth, and then quietly took out the check in his arms. After getting the money, Chi-Yu stopped talking nonsense with him, took the initiative to admit defeat, and walked off the ring directly. When passing by number 18, Chi-Yu handed her the short check. This is yours, go to God Realm to meet Son Goku, Killin is dead. After finishing speaking, Chi-Yu turned into a long rainbow and disappeared in front of everyone. Number 18. The other spectators were stunned and didn't understand what happened just now. With a trembling tone, the host announced the champion of this world's number 1 martial arts tournament. Player Chi-Yu suddenly gave up the game and conceded defeat. Congratulations to Mr. Satan, defending the champion again. The audience cheered again. Satan, Satan, Satan. When Chi-Yu was fighting Majin Buu, Piccolo and others were running for their lives, so they didn't know that Majin Buu had been killed by Chi-Yu. Son Gohan and his team flew thousands of kilometers away at the fastest speed before stopping panting. Supreme Kai wiped off his sweat and said to Piccolo, Majin Buu is so powerful, I must take Gohan to the Supreme Kai world and train him well. If Gohan releases all his potential at the beginning, we can still be with Majin Buu. War. As Son Gohan's former teacher, Piccolo certainly knows the power hidden in Son Gohan's body. It can be said that the number 1 genius in the world of Dragon Ball is by no means Son Goku, but his son Son Gohan. Gohan is the first person in history to enter Super Saiyan 2. At the age of 11, his strength has already surpassed his father Son Goku. And with Goku and others all killed in battle, they independently defeated the once invincible Cell. Unfortunately, Son Gohan didn't want to be a fighter, so he neglected to practice. So every time Piccolo sees him, he always has a look of hatred. Once Gohan's power is fully developed, maybe he can really fight Majin Buu. Thinking of this, Piccolo nodded and said, Master Supreme Kai, then Gohan will be counted on you, and I will go back to the Earth God realm. Now that things have happened, we must find the 7th Dragon Ball and revive Vegeta and others. Without him joining forces with Goku, we can't do anything. Defeat Majin Buu. Supreme Kai nodded and stopped talking nonsense, and took Son Gohan back to the Supreme Kai world. Hey, I hope Majin Buu doesn't go crazy and destroy the Earth, and I don't know how Goku is doing now. Piccolo sighed, and then returned to the Earth God realm above Galen Tower. Once on the ground, Piccolo saw someone he didn't expect, an intact Son Goku. Goku, you escaped from Majin Buu. Piccolo cried out excitedly. Yeah, I used instant transmission last minute to avoid Majin Buu before he could hit me. Son Goku scratched his head a little embarrassedly. Your choice is right, you can't make unnecessary sacrifices. After all, there is hope only if you survive. Piccolo nodded. Son Goku said a little embarrassed. Actually, Majin Buu has been defeated, and the crisis on the Earth has been lifted. Piccolo rejoiced again, defeated. Goku, you are so powerful, you even wiped out that Majin Buu, it's great. Son Goku waved his hands again and again, I am not the one who defeated Majin Buu. It's not you. Who else can it be if it's not you? It's Chi-Yu, that bald head from the number 1 Budokai in the world. Bald. Piccolo thought about it carefully, and a guy in a shit yellow tights appeared in his mind. Before that, this person once killed the Demon King Dabura, but Majin Buu and Dabura are definitely not masters of the same level. Even Son Goku and Vegeta are not Majin Buu's opponents, and Chi-Yu is just an earthling. This is definitely a joke, right? K opened his mouth enough to swallow an ostrich egg, and Son Goku stroked the back of his head and laughed. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe such a thing would happen. Speaking of which, Master Roshi and Colin, as for the bald head, is it true that all the really powerful people on Earth must be bald? You have to be careful when you encounter bald people in the future. Piccolo exclaimed exaggeratedly. You mean that Chi-Yu defeated Majin Buu by himself? Yes. Are there really Earthlings stronger than Goku and others in this world? Could it be that the people on Earth are the most powerful species in the universe, but we have not discovered it all this time? Piccolo shook his confused head and said, anyway, that means Majin Buu has been defeated. Son Goku nodded and said, however, the battle with Majin Buu has affected many people. Countless common people were reduced to ashes in the explosion of Ki Blast. Piccolo pondered slightly, and then said, let's go find Dragon Ball and bring back all the dead. For Piccolo's proposal, Son Goku of course accepted. Thinking of this, Son Goku said, then let's go to Bulma's house to get the Dragon Ball radar. The time I can stay in this world is running out. When Son Goku and others set out to collect the 7 Dragon Balls, Chi-Yu was preparing for his wonderful life in another world with a huge cash of $100 million. Chi-Yu cashed the check at the bank, and then showed up at a Universal Capsule store with a few unregistered bank notes. The Magnum Capsule is something Bulma made and one of the greatest inventions in the world of Dragon Ball. Whether it's a house, a car, a yacht, or even a spaceship in the universe, it can all fit into this fingernail-sized capsule. In this era, portable capsules can solve all life problems. Chi-Yu put on a new suit and walked into a capsule store. But he met a woman who surprised him a little. Welcome to the Universal Capsule Store. May I ask what you need, sir? Tell me about the capsules in your store. The store manager is a very beautiful woman who looks only in her 20s. She has long purple hair and a slender figure, but her streamlined concave and convex curves show a strange explosive power. She's definitely not a powerless common woman. What really caught Chi-Yu's attention was the bead hanging on her chest, a Dragon Ball with 4 stars on it. How could the 4 planets be in the hands of this woman? Immediately afterwards, Chi-Yu called out the woman's name. Colonel Purple Roland. Although she has long hair, as an old Dragon Ball fan, Chi-Yu recognized the former colonel of the Red Ribbon Legion for the first time. Speaking of Z, Roland is not a fuel-efficient lamp. When the Red Ribbon Army was destroyed by Son Goku, this girl actually stole the army's treasury, and then absconded with the money. Hearing Chi-Yu call his name directly, Z Roland's smile suddenly froze on his face, and his white hands gradually moved behind. I advise you not to touch the gun behind your back. I'm not a policeman either, I just happened to encounter it. Are you really not a policeman? Of course not. The world-class wanted man was relieved to hear that it wasn't the police. Colonel Z Roland said quietly, the Red Ribbon Legion has long been destroyed, I just want to be a commoner. Chi-Yu shrugged and said, I'm also just a common person, I don't want to cause trouble. The two looked at each other and smiled. Chi-Yu pointed to the bead on Z Roland's chest and said, why don't we discuss it, how about you sell me this 4-star planet? At this time, Son Goku and the others should be looking for the Dragon Ball and prepare to revive Vegeta and Kling. If this 4-star planet is in his hands, he should be able to make some wishes at that time. You must know that after the Dragon Ball is transformed every day, 3 wishes can be fulfilled. Even if Son Goku and others use up 1, I should still have 2 left. Colonel Z Roland discovered this 4-ball by accident. As a former officer of the Red Ribbon, she certainly knows the role of the Dragon Ball. Purple Roland doesn't have the ambition to rule the world like a ribbon soldier, holding this 4-star is entirely out of nostalgia. These beads have already caused too many bloodbaths. Now that she was recognized, she didn't want to destroy her peaceful life because of these beads. For you. Z Roland looked at Chi-Yu carefully, and then threw the Dragon Ball to Chi-Yu. Afterwards, Chi-Yu chose some of the most luxurious all-purpose capsules, he paid with his card, and then turned around to leave. After a little hesitation, Z Roland still asked what was in his heart, can you tell me your name? Or leave a contact information. My name is Chi-Yu, I have no contact information. Thank you for your 4 planets, I owe you a favor. Colonel Z. Roland wanted to say something, but the figure had already walked out of the gate, completely disappearing on the street with people coming and going. Chi-Yu is not interested in the lofty mission of saving the world, but he likes the feeling of fighting the strong and blowing everything up with one punch. However, Chi-Yu is different from Son Goku. Those perverts want to fight all the time. Saiyan is born to fight. And Chi-Yu is too lazy. If it hadn't happened to appear at the world's number 1 martial arts conference, Chi-Yu wouldn't be bothered to take care of their shit. After leaving Colonel Purple Roland's shop, he flew to a sea and opened the capsule of the luxury yacht. Then he hired a few beautiful and innocent maids to take care of his own life and enjoy the sunshine and warm sea breeze to his heart's content. Chi-Yu took a sip of the juice handed by the beautiful maid, and then said comfortably, "This is the life the rich should live. My first wish is to let my money never run out, but, compared to money, my eyebrows and hair are the most important." Chi-Yu has no idea about money. But he is extremely concerned about his image. If his eyebrows don't grow any day, he won't be happy any day. If possible, let Shenron help him grow his hair too. The maid next to her said, "Master Chi-Yu, we have been floating on the sea for 3 days, don't we have to land yet?" Chi-Yu put the juice back into the tray, waved his hands again and said, "No hurry, no hurry. We have to wait here for a few people." Hearing Chi-Yu's words, the maid didn't ask any more questions, just picked up the tray and left. These servants were trained by professional institutions since childhood, but they cost Chi-Yu a lot of money, and they are impeccable in terms of appearance and professionalism. After drinking the juice, Chi-Yu is ready to take a nap on the deck. However, today he is destined to not be able to sleep peacefully. Not long after closing his eyes, a small plane came straight to Chi-Yu's luxury yacht and stopped on the deck. Goku and others got off the plane together. Bulma stared at the Dragon Ball and said, "That's right, the last Dragon Ball is here." At this moment, a lazy voice came, "Don't you know that this is a private territory? You will be fined if you park the plane randomly." Follow that voice. I saw a young man in beach swimming trunks with a reflective head lying on a sun lounger enjoying the sun, and he was still playing with a 4-ball with one hand. Smelly bald head, it was you. You killed Vegeta. Bulma also went to the scene of Tianxia Budokai at that time, and of course met Chi-Yu, and heard from Son Goku that it was this man in front of him who killed his husband Vegeta. Chi-Yu sat up lazily. "I killed the Tragedy Tower, who told him to overestimate himself. Do you want to avenge him?" Bulma was furious. She was a crazy woman who dared to beat even Beerus. When she heard Chi-Yu's words, she rolled up her sleeves and wanted to run over to Chi-Yu to settle the score. A conflict was about to break out. Son Goku immediately jumped out and grabbed Bulma, saying, "Mr. Chi-Yu is not a bad person." At that time, Vegeta was controlled and went crazy. He had no choice but to do so, and he also eliminated Majin Buu. He saved the Earth. Chi-Yu lazily said, "HMPH, I'm just angry that that guy lost my eyebrows, how about we make a deal?" Knowing that Chi-Yu can kill even Majin Buu, Bulma was trembling with fright, but he still pointed at Chi-Yu and said, "Who is making a deal with you, bald man?" Chi-Yu snorted coldly, "I hate people saying I'm bald. For Son Goku's sake, I'll let you off this time." Bulma also knew that she was in the wrong, and the top priority now was to revive the people who died in the battle before, so she said, "What do you want to do?" Chi-Yu said, "The Dragon Ball remodeled every day can grant 3 wishes, and I want 2 of them." Bulma was furious. "Why?" Chi-Yu yawned and said, "Just because I have the last Dragon Ball in my hand, and I helped you defeat Majin Buu. Now you have only 2 choices. The first is that I snatch all the Dragon Balls. Come to summon Shenron, not 1 wish is left for you. The second is for you to take all the Dragon Balls. You can try to snatch this Dragon Ball from me. Grab the Dragon Ball with Chi-Yu. That's not boring." Seeing that Bulma was about to attack, Son Goku was anxious. The devil in front of him is the one who beat Majin Buu to death. If he gets angry, it will definitely be much more difficult to deal with than Majin Buu. Thinking of this, Son Goku stopped Bulma again and said, "Do as he said. If he really wants to grab the Dragon Ball, we can't make any effective resistance at all. He is right, this wish was given to us by him, yes. And Vegeta will be resurrected soon, so you don't need to be so angry." So no matter how unwilling Bulma is, she has no way to object to Chiyu's proposal. Okay. Just do as you ask. I like cheerful people, so let's get started. Chiyu threw the Dragon Ball to Bulma. Bulma has summoned Shenron n times, so he is familiar with this process. Come out, Shenron. With this password sounded. After a while, the sky was covered with dark clouds, and a huge cyan Shenron appeared above the sky. At this time, the whole earth is plunged into darkness. Many Dragon Ball warriors who were scattered all over knew immediately that someone was summoning Shenron. The cyan Shenron descended from behind the clouds, and said slowly, "Tell me your wish, I can grant you 3 wishes." Shenron was very familiar with these people in front of him, because they had summoned him many times. However, its tone is still lofty. Because it is Shenron, and Son Goku and others still ask for it. Let me make the wish first. Chiyu stood up and walked in front of Shenron. Shenron saw Chiyu with a bald head, and a look of shock flashed in his eyes. He felt that this bald head possessed extremely powerful power, and this power made him tremble. Speak, I can fulfill any wish you have. Although Shenron was shocked in his heart, he still said his lines very professionally. Chiyu pointed at his head excitedly. Very well, then help me restore my hair first. My first wish is to let my hair grow back. It's very simple. Shenron was a little proud. Isn't it just restoring a bald head's hair? This is simply a piece of cake for it. However, just when Shenron used his divine power to repair Chiyu's hair, only to find that its divine power doesn't work on Chiyu. Chiyu's head seems to contain some kind of extremely powerful law, and it is impossible to restore the original hair. If it is repaired by force, the huge backlash can kill Shenron tens of thousands of times in an instant. This bald head is terrifying. Ahem. I'm sorry, I can't restore your original hair. I'm sorry, why don't you change your wish? Shenron said in embarrassment. These words are simply slapping itself in the face. It just said that this wish is very simple. What? Even you can't fix my hair? What are you doing, Shenron? Chiyu was angry. What? Even you can't fix my hair? What are you doing, Shenron? Chiyu was angry. He also hoped that he could regain his peerless and handsome face when he had hair, but the naughty Loach Dragon told him no. There was a trace of cold sweat on Shenron's forehead. I'm sorry, your bald head seems to be bound by some powerful law. If you want to restore your hair, you have to break this law, and I can't do it. Chiyu was still very annoyed. Then fix my eyebrows first, this will be fine, right? There's no problem with this. While sweating coldly, Shenron used his divine power to restore Chiyu's lost eyebrows. Fortunately, this time it was a success. Chiyu's eyebrows grew back again. Shenron continued, okay, your first wish has been fulfilled, please tell me your second wish. Chiyu rubbed his eyebrows, and sure enough they came back again, and the anger in his heart weakened a little. The second wish, I want to have the ability to breathe in the universe. Although Chiyu has a strong physical body, he is still an earthling and cannot breathe in the universe at all. This is one of his weaknesses. There is no problem with this, well, you can breathe freely in space now. Shenron fulfilled Chiyu's 2 wishes. Okay, I wanted to have another wish, but forget it, I'll leave this to you. Chiyu stroked his eyebrows, and went back to lie down on the deck in satisfaction. Shenron said again, there is one last wish left, please hurry up and make a wish. At this time, Son Goku stood up. Shenron, please revive all the people who were affected and died in the previous battle. The battle with Majin Buu has affected a large number of civilians, and this wish can resurrect all civilians and Vegeta. Shenron nodded. Okay, your wish has come true, I have resurrected all the dead, then, goodbye. After speaking, Shenron turned into 7 glowing stones and disappeared into the sky. At this time, Bulma thought about it carefully, and suddenly his expression changed greatly. Goku, what were you talking about just now? Bringing all the dead back to life. Before Son Goku could react, he turned to look at Bulma and said, is there any problem? Bulma was about to cry. Majin Buu is also dead, let all the dead people be resurrected, doesn't that mean that he will also be resurrected? Quote. Son Goku. He was a little confused. At this moment, an extremely evil air rises from the far west, and Goku understands what happened. Majin Buu also died. That is to say, this wish of Son Goku just now was revived together with Majin Buu, who was killed by Chi Yu. It was too late for Son Goku to regret. But Shenron has already turned into a streamer and disappeared completely. Goku. You big idiot. Not good, Vegeta. Keelan is in the same place as Majin Buu, he is in danger. Bulma let out a cry. Vegeta and Majin Buu died in almost the same place. If they don't want Vegeta to die again just after being resurrected, they must act now. Let me go. Son Goku pointed his finger between his eyebrows, and instantly disappeared in place. His instant transmission can instantly appear anywhere he can feel chi. On the wasteland. Forgotten by all, Babidi is desperate. Before coming to Earth, he had made a lot of plans to deal with the possible Supreme Kai. But he never expected that it was not Supreme Kai who completely destroyed his ambition, but a bald native of the Earth. Even Majin Buu, known as the Invincible Universe, was turned into ashes under his fist. And his spaceship was destroyed. Is he going to die of old age on Earth like this? No. Babidi is not reconciled to this ending. He intends to hide and create a Majin Buu again, just like his father Babidi. When the time comes, Majin Buu must be the first to kill that bald man. At this time, suddenly, a groan sounded from the wasteland. Vegeta, who had already been beaten to death by Chi Yu, suddenly stood up from a pothole. Resurrected again. How is this possible? Vegeta squeezed his fist, and carefully looked at his body pierced by Chi Yu's punch. The figure of Chi Yu and that devastating punch appeared in his mind. Yes, I have been killed by Chi Yu. Vegeta, who had a similar experience, knew that he should be resurrected by Son Goku and others with 7 Dragon Balls. Chi Yu's punch seemed to remain on Vegeta's retina. Thinking of that figure like a war god, Vegeta couldn't help shivering. At this moment, he saw Babidi trembling in the distance, and his haughty character made Vegeta hate this little mage. Babidi. Destiny is really good to me, Vegeta. After I kill you, I will go back and practice hard. One day I will take revenge on that bald man. Seeing the enemy, Vegeta walked directly towards Babidi, ready to completely wipe out this universe scum. At the same time, not far in front of Babidi, a cloud of pink mist appeared again. The mist began to condense quickly. Almost instantly, an obese figure in pink reappeared above the wilderness. Majin Buu, resurrected again. Seeing the resurrection of Majin Buu, Babidi didn't have time to ask why, but he knew that his greatest reliance was back. Buu, kill Vegeta quickly, he is our enemy. Babidi let out a growl. The newly revived Majin Buu didn't move, he clenched his fists tightly, and kept roaring like a beast from his throat. Fiery steam continued to emerge from the vents on his head, forming drifting clouds. Babidi shouted again, Majin Buu, are you deaf, you stupid pig? I tell you to kill Vegeta. Majin Buu straightened up slowly. The experience of being defeated by Chi Yu made him extremely angry, and Buu's evil side was fully activated. Immediately afterwards, he walked towards Babidi step by step. Majin Buu, what are you doing? Babidi retreated step by step, but Majin Buu still came to him and grabbed him. I'm hungry, turn into chocolate. After speaking, a ray of light shot out from the corner of Majin Buu's head, directly turning Babidi into a piece of black chocolate. Then he opened his mouth wide and swallowed Babidi in one gulp. This time Babidi was even worse than in the original drama. In the original drama, he was choked by Majin Buu and then exploded. This time he was eaten raw. You, daughter Majin Buu. Vegeta stood in the distance, watching this scene coldly, but did not stop it. Babidi deserved to die. Before Vegeta could meet Majin Buu, he was punched to death by Chi Yu, so he had no idea what kind of enemy he was facing. If he knew Majin Buu was so invincible, he would have run away by now. Feel the powerful aura on Vegeta. Majin Buu wiped his saliva and said, Babidi is too weak, he can't eat enough at all, you can just fill your stomach. Want to eat me? Vegeta clenched his fists, transformed into the second form of Super Saiyan and said, let me see if you are as powerful as that shit Supreme Kai said. When Son Goku and others arrived at the scene, Vegeta had disappeared. There was only a ball of powder left in the open field. Red's fleshy ball was wriggling and constantly exuding a powerful aura. There is no doubt that this ball of meat is Majin Buu, but his strength has far surpassed before. The fleshy ball gradually changed, eventually becoming something similar to Vegeta. Except for the tentacles on the top of his head and his pink skin, he is the same as Vegeta. Roar! Majin Buu let out a roar, and a powerful chi was released, destroying the surrounding boulders and mountains again. No, we are late, he has Vegeta's anger on him. Vegeta has been swallowed by Majin Buu. Son Goku rushed to the scene first, but felt something was wrong. Vegeta's chi had disappeared, but it was mixed with Majin Buu's chi. Obviously, Majin Buu ate Vegeta. Accompanying him were Kling, who had just been revived nearby, Piccolo, and Gotenks and others. No way, I don't have much time to stay in Yangzhou, let me fight first this time. Son Goku looked at the warriors behind him, a trace of helplessness and reluctance flashed in his eyes. Moreover, the resurrection of Majin Buu this time is also his fault. Goku, Majin Buu is too powerful, let that bald Chi Yu come, let's ask him for help, let him make another shot. Piccolo suggested from the side. Yeah Goku, Majin Buu is too powerful, you will die too. Krillin also just came back to life recently, and faced Majin Buu's attack head-on. Krillin knew his horror better than anyone else. Even Son Goku and all of them together are no match for Majin Buu. No, I am a proud Super Saiyan. Running away and asking for help is not my style. Besides, I have never had a chance to fight Vegeta. This time Majin Buu swallowed Vegeta, which is just enough to fulfill my wish. I think let's see how far Vegeta has come. Son Goku's tone was firm. Well, both of Piccolo knew Son Goku's temper, and couldn't persuade him at all, so they had no choice but to retreat to the side and hide. Their too close distance would only distract Son Goku. At this time, a small figure suddenly rushed to the front. Majin Buu, your opponent is us, the strongest warrior combination, Gotenks. Gotenks is the fusion of Goten Jr. and Trunks Jr., both of whom have Super Saiyan blood, so they can perform this fusion technique. This is Son Goku's last whole card for the Dragon Ball Warriors just in case. After the two children are combined, their current fighting power has even surpassed the strongest Son Goku present. Gotenks, step back first, don't be impulsive. Son Goku also had a headache when he saw the two children eagerly appearing on the stage. He forgot that children will never obey the wishes of adults. However, it was too late for him to stop it. I can't wait to avenge my father. After that, Gotenks roared, bursting out with flames and lightning. Gold's head gradually grows longer, and like Son Goku, instantly enters the third Super Saiyan form. Even Piccolo, who taught Goku the fusion technique together, was surprised, saying, unexpectedly, these two little ghosts will have such a powerful energy after they are combined. It was the first time that Keelan knew the two Saiyans could fit together, and he was shocked. This aura is so strong, it almost surpasses Son Goku, these two brats, how is it possible? HMPH, a group of little ants, vulnerable to a single blow. I killed you all quickly, and I want to find revenge on that bald head. Majin Buu looked at everyone with eyes full of contempt, not paying attention to them at all. Hearing the taunt of the evil Buu, Gotenks became even more angry, and swooped down to fight Majin Buu. As soon as the two powerful chi collided, the sky fell apart instantly. If it is Majin Buu who has just devoured his good personality, Gotenks can still fight with him. But after devouring Vegeta again, the current Majin Buu is no longer the big Buu in the original plot. Majin Buu in Vegeta form completely suppressed Gotenks, and in a short while, Trunks was covered with cuts and bruises. In desperation, Gotenks could only quickly distance himself from the devil. Majin Buu, I'm really angry. Try my trick. Super Ghost Kamikaze Fist. Gotenks roared, and clones emerged from his body one by one. Pointing at Majin Buu, he yelled at his clone, blow him up, everyone. This is not really a clone technique, but a clone bomb created by Gotenks with his own Kai. These bombs have the same appearance as Trunks, which can confuse their opponents, and more importantly, they are not real people but bombs. Only one of the more than 100 Trunks is a real person, and the others are all mines that explode at the touch of a touch, which is extremely powerful. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Continuous explosions sounded. Even a strong man like Majin Buu was blown to pieces. Seeing Majin Buu's embarrassed look, Gotenks laughed loudly and said, how is it? Do you know how good we are? Big holes were blown out of Majin Buu's body, but compared to his recovery ability, this was nothing at all. I saw that Majin Buu, whose body was blown to pieces by Gotenks for a long time, returned to his original shape at a speed visible to the naked eye. Qigong Cannon. Immediately afterwards, Majin Buu played Vegeta's trick. Bang bang bang. The continuous Qigong Cannon bombarded from Majin Buu's hands, and blasted towards Gotenks, covering the bombing like a carpet, and the power was even more terrifying than Vegeta's own use. Seeing that Majin Buu used his father's trick to beat himself, Gotenks yelled angrily, "Majin Buu, I'm going to kill you." Ha ha ha. Majin Buu laughed wildly, and then launched another terrifying attack, Ultimate Flash Cannon. The Ultimate Flash Cannon, by accumulating all the energy in the body, emits a shock wave that condenses power. Lightning of gold appears around it when used. It is so powerful that it blows up half of the complete cell's body when it is used for the first time. And with the perverted power of Majin Buu, the ultimate flash cannon that erupts is even more terrifying. The continuous gold lightning all blasted at Gotenks. Rumble, rumble, rumble. There was an earth-shattering explosion, and Gotenks was stunned by the series of attacks. Wow! A devastating attack came, and the whole earth was shaken violently. Gotenks was directly blasted to the ground by the gold energy explosion ball condensed by countless gold lightnings. Then, bang! The Big Bang sounded again. Another huge prototype deep pit was blasted out on the surface of the earth. The bottomless pit, part of the crust has disappeared. Majin Buu is too strong. This one blow would have permanently vaporized part of the planet with ease. And it's still under Gotenks desperately resisting and resisting. Gotenks. Son Goku and others who were watching the battle from a distance shouted eagerly, it was really too difficult for the two children to face a big devil like Majin Buu. Son Goku was so eager to love his son, he couldn't help but rushed out. Majin Buu originally wanted to take advantage of the situation to pursue, but Vegeta in his body actually resisted and disrupted his offensive. A strong blocking idea was transmitted to Majin Buu's limbs, making him unable to act. Why isn't this guy dead yet? Majin Buu could only stop and adjust the situation in his body. At this time, an energy cannon suddenly exploded on Majin Buu. Immediately afterwards, a small figure with black and white hair flew out of the deep pit again. It's Gotenks. He looked extremely embarrassed, and even had minor wounds on his body. I'm really mad, Majin Buu. Gotenks roared, transformed into Super Saiyan 3 again, his hair turned golden yellow, and his hair rose suddenly. Let you try our trick again. Super donuts in a row. Finished. Gotenks spit out circles of energy donuts from his mouth. The donuts flew towards Majin Buu quickly, restraining him in a circle. And the donuts keep shrinking, trapping Majin Buu so tightly that he can't move. It worked, yay! Seeing that Majin Buu was successfully trapped and could no longer move, Gotenks laughed triumphantly. What an interesting ability, I want it. Just when Gotenks thought Majin Buu was trapped, something unexpected happened. Majin Buu shattered super donuts with ease, then turned into a giant film of meat and covered Gotenks. Gotenks beware. Son Goku wanted to remind him, but it was too late. After all, the two children are inexperienced and cannot be compared with Son Goku and the others who have fought hundreds of times. Because of negligence, Gotenks was enveloped by Majin Buu's lightning-fast red flesh film, and then swallowed by Majin Buu. In an instant, Majin Buu digested Gotenks' abilities, and his face turned into Gotenks' appearance again. With a sinister smile on his face, he said to Son Goku, "You are the last one." Hateful. Son Goku didn't expect that even the Gotenks were swallowed, and the last whole card disappeared, and he was in a hurry. Without any further hesitation, he instantly turned into Super Saiyan 3 and charged directly at Majin Buu. Rumble. A Qigong bomb exploded on Majin Buu's head. The overwhelming force turns the flat bottom into a canyon, and the canyon into a basin. The shock spread in all directions, triggering an unprecedented earthquake and tsunami on a global scale. Bang bang bang. Continuous explosions sounded in the sky, and the deafening roar made Piccolo and the others cover their ears tightly and dare not show their heads. The battle is unprecedentedly fierce. Son Goku, a veteran, is on the stage. Although his combat power may not be much stronger than Gotenks, he has rich experience and stronger staying power. Therefore, He can fight on par with Majin Buu, but his weakness is also obvious, and he doesn't have enough time to stay in Yangzhou. In addition, the qi in his body is also limited, and he will always be tired. And the power of the devil seems to be endless forever, and he doesn't know that he will be tired at all, and he will recover immediately no matter how serious the injury is. He is an unbeatable monster. Son Goku's defeat is only a matter of time. The situation has finally reached its most critical moment. Once Son Goku is defeated, there will be no warrior on the entire Earth who can stop Majin Buu. Then the destruction of the Earth will be inevitable. Could it be that the Earth is really doomed this time? A trace of despair flashed in the eyes of Piccolo, Keelan and others. At this time, another powerful Chi appeared. His speed was extremely fast, and he came to the battlefield in an instant. Immediately afterwards, a powerful aura emanated from him, and this aura even approached Son Goku. It's Gohan, he just came back from training with Supreme Kai. Piccolo exclaimed when he saw this familiar figure. That's right, this guy who suddenly appeared as Son Gohan. After the old Supreme Kai stimulated the potential of Son Gohan, let Gohan transform according to the transformation mode of Super Saiyan. After Gohan's potential is activated, his appearance is not much different from his normal state, but his eyes have also changed, and the type of aura is not as frizzy as before, and there are occasional flashes of light around his body. At this time, Son Gohan is in a state of full potential, and he is infinitely close to Super Saiyan 3. Gohan, are you back? Son Goku, who was fighting Majin Buu, also showed a hint of surprise when he saw his son appear. Yes Dad, I practiced with Supreme Kai, and the old Supreme Kai helped me fully unleash my potential. I will fight with Dad. Son Gohan clenched his fists tightly and said in an extremely firm voice. Good. Son Goku nodded. He knew that it was useless to fight alone to become a personal hero at this time, and he had to join forces to defeat Majin Buu first. With his son Son Gohan, whose strength is similar to his, joining forces, their chances of winning will undoubtedly increase a lot. Ha ha ha, isn't this the coward who ran away halfway? You still have the courage to come back and fight with me. Just in time, I want to catch you all. Majin Buu in the form of Gotenks Buu laughed wildly. Immediately afterwards, he actually resorted to Gotenks' trick. Super donuts in a row. Call. I saw Majin Buu opened his mouth wide, and spit out countless donuts continuously from his mouth. These donuts were densely packed towards Son Goku and Son Gohan, and the two surrounded them, trapping them in an instant. That's a Gotenks trick. It's too firm, I can't break free. How could this be? Both Son Goku and Son Gohan were almost powerless to fight back. Majin Buu at this moment is really too strong. If it is Kamen's Big Buu, before he devours Vegeta, with Son Gohan's strength infinitely close to that of Super Saiyan 3, he should be able to completely sweep and crush Big Buu. But now, Majin Buu has devoured the two Super Masters Vegeta and Gotenks in a row, and absorbed their strength and unique skills, and his strength has expanded to an unimaginable level. Even if Son Goku and Son Gohan join forces, they are not his opponent at all. Ha ha ha, come into my stomach, I want to eat you. Majin Buu let out a deafening laugh. Then it instantly turned into a large group of pink mist that covered the sky and the sun, completely swallowing Son Goku and Son Gohan into their stomachs. The powdery red mist quickly condensed into the appearance of Majin Buu, and his stomach was already bulging high at this time. Belch. Devouring 4 super masters at once, even he has some indigestion. Majin Buu hiccuped, his body suddenly began to change rapidly, and a trace of golden light radiated from him. After devouring the likes of Son Goku and Son Gohan, Majin Buu's power finally reached its peak. The surging chi reverberated in his body, like an endless ocean, making him intoxicated. Majin Buu let out a loud scream, and then, the mutation began. The violent arrogance circulated on Majin Buu's body, and the iconic pink skin was transforming at a speed visible to the naked eye, and finally turned into gold. After devouring 4 Super Saiyans, Majin Buu fuses them into one gold Majin Buu. Gradually, the arrogance became more and more peaceful, and later turned into a flickering brilliant flame. Flame, that is the sign of God. Later, Son Goku and Vegeta's Super Blue God form, Golden Frieza, and even Beerus have this kind of flame on their bodies. This marks that Majin Buu has gradually broken away from the category of common creatures and opened the door to becoming a god in Tongtian. Ha ha ha, what a powerful force, I am the god of Majin Buu. I'm going to kill that stinky bald man. He's no longer my match. Majin Buu laughed wildly, and turned into a long rainbow directly, impacting the horizon into a deep ravine. Just a leak of air caused great destruction. Majin Buu is already invincible. He didn't even look at Piccolo, Keelan and others who were hiding. In his eyes, these people were no different from ants. Rumble. Majin Buu galloped all the way, crossing half of the earth in an instant, and stopped directly above Chi-Yu's luxury yacht. Come out, baldhead. I know you're here. Majin Buu yelled at the luxury yacht, and an energy shock wave spewed out from his mouth, hitting the luxury yacht directly. Rumble. This luxury yacht, which cost Chi-Yu tens of millions, was instantly blown into a ball of flames and fly ash. But inside the yacht, Majin Buu did not find Chi-Yu. Majin Buu, how dare you interrupt my vacation and kill my maid? Chi-Yu didn't know when he appeared behind Majin Buu. Floating in the air with his arms folded, he said coldly. Hey, bald head, you're dead this time, I'm here to avenge you. How dare you kill me before? Majin Buu has never been killed before, this is a great shame to me, I want revenge. Of course, Majin Buu knew that it was impossible to kill Chi-Yu with just his own casual blow. Chi-Yu stood aside with his arms folded, looking at Majin Buu who was emitting golden light all over his body. A look of surprise gradually appeared on his face. This power, mixed with the breath of 4 people, could it be that he put Son Goku and the others together? Absorbed, the essence of life began to be deified. Majin Buu in the original work did not succeed in devouring all the Super Saiyans. I did not expect the situation to evolve into this state because of Chi-Yu's intervention. Chi-Yu, you are so conceited. If you hadn't watched me devour these 4 Saiyans, I wouldn't have been able to reach such a state. Now, you will pay the blood price for your conceit. Majin Buu opened his arms and laughed maniacally. In the past, Majin Buu was more like a baby. Before Son Gohan and others were devoured, the evil Buu could only babble, and he couldn't even speak clearly. After evolving into Golden Buu, his life form has evolved to another dimension, which can be said to be a full adult. Now Majin Buu is clear-minded and even more evil. The energies of the 4 Super Saiyan are all stored in his body, raising his power to an unprecedented peak. In Dragon Ball Super, Son Goku transformed into Super Saiyan Red God form with the power of 5 Super Saiyan, and Majin Buu's state is estimated to be similar. In the original plot, there is no such thing as Golden Buu. Majin Buu was completely wiped out before devouring all the Saiyan. The monster in front of Chi-Yu now is something completely beyond cognition. With the roar of Majin Buu, the arrogance on its body was gradually replaced by brilliant and dazzling flames. Seeing its appearance, Chi-Yu immediately thought of the golden Frieza that appeared in later generations. The flame is a symbol of the gods. Vegeta and Son Goku who evolved into Super Saiyan God, Golden Frieza, and even Beerus, all these people have such a flame on them. Logically speaking, a strong player of this realm should not appear in the era of Dragon Balls. It's interesting, the god of Majin Buu, how many punches can he withstand? Chi-Yu suddenly laughed. Seeing that Chi-Yu was trying to compete with him beyond his control, Majin Buu laughed wildly again. He stretched out his palm, and a ball of flames bloomed in his hand. Don't you understand yet? Smelly bald head. I now hold the power of God. Yes, what I want is a godlike enemy. Chi-Yu raised his fist and disappeared in place in an instant. Majin Buu laughed wildly. Don't worry, you will become a part of me soon. The two disappeared almost at the same time. Then they reappeared in a billionth of a second, colliding with each other. The god of Majin Buu blasts out with one punch. A fist that surpassed the speed of light was punched out by him, so fast that it was unbelievable. Chi-Yu just froze for a moment before being hit by a huge force. Boom! His body was blown away like a cannonball, crashing into several mountains in a row, and then buried in the ruins. Ha ha ha! You are too weak, you are almost vulnerable, I can crush you to death with one finger. The god of Majin Buu let out a frantic laugh. Majin Buu yelled hysterically, and Gold's Ki blast fired towards Chi-Yu like a machine gun. The scattered energy torrents melted the entire land into a sea of magma, constantly setting off explosions and huge waves. Chi Yu's body was blasted into the sky, and Majin Buu followed closely behind and quickly appeared above his head. He raised his fists and smashed Chi Yu to the ground again. The earth trembled, mountains and rivers collapsed. Majin Buu ecstatically swayed his strength without any intention of stopping. Boom boom boom. Mushroom clouds bloomed one after another, until Chi Yu's body completely disappeared in the turbulence and rubble, and Majin Buu's figure appeared in the sky again. When he clenched his fist, the air seemed to be crushed by his palm, making a piercing roar. This terrifying attack is enough to crush any enemy into powder, no one is his opponent. The new and old Supreme Kai who are far away in the Supreme Kai world are terrified, and the young Supreme Kai is even more frightened and trembling, almost speechless. Ancestor, can this bald head really stop Majin Buu? He has now been promoted to the strongest level in history. Even if he devoured the four realm kings Majin Buu back then, he is not as strong as he is now. The old Supreme Kai cried with an old face, Yaosho. In all my years of life experience, only the guy with the jackal head can deal with this thing. But that guy is still sleeping now, so he shouldn't be able to deal with it. Air controlled this matter. The young Supreme Kai was a little puzzled. Ancestor, who is that jackal-headed guy? Is he very powerful? Stronger than Majin Buu? The old Supreme Kai stared. Nonsense. If that guy wakes up, he will be 100 million times stronger than Majin Buu. There is no creature in the entire universe that is his opponent. I said a few disrespectful words to him back then. He was sealed in the Supreme Kai sword, ahem. When the old Supreme Kai said this, he suddenly realized that he had missed something, so he quickly shut up about this embarrassing incident. The reason for the inner seal of the ancestors is so, the young Supreme Kai thought thoughtfully. Don't worry about how I was sealed, let's worry about that bald head first. If he dies too, the earth will really be over. Old Supreme Kai blushed slightly, and quickly changed the subject. Ha ha ha, stupid bald head, even you are no match for God. Ahahahaha, I'm Majin Buu already. Just when Majin Buu was laughing wildly, a dissonant voice interrupted his narcissism. Is acting enough? At some point, Chi Yu stood on a big rock, his eyes were cold and his face was calm. He was even more unharmed, as if he wasn't the one who suffered the violent attack just now. Chi Yu looked at the Hawaiian fur that had turned into strips of cloth, and said, "This is the second time you've damaged my clothes. I'm going to get angry." Majin Buu rubbed his eyes hard. No matter how he looked, the man below was indeed Chi Yu. Although he looked a little embarrassed, his face was still blank, as if he had ignored Majin Buu's attack. Majin Buu said, "I didn't expect you to survive such an attack." Chi Yu touched his bald head and said, "Don't change the subject, I'm talking about my clothes." Majin Buu snorted coldly, "HMPH. Don't get carried away, I didn't try my best just now. Next, I will hit you with 10 times the strength." After saying that, Majin Buu rushed towards Chi Yu again. This time, it was faster and stronger. The gold flames all over his body were boiling, like the second sun in the sky. At this time, Majin Buu had already exerted all his strength, and the touch from his fist told him that his attack had indeed landed on Chi Yu's body. But for some reason, Majin Buu always felt that things were a little weird. For a while, he couldn't tell where the problem was. So he could only attack Chi Yu who had no resistance more vigorously. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Even a god does not have endless physical strength. Although Majin Buu has endless physical strength, he is a little mentally exhausted by continuous long-term blows. The breathing became more and more rapid, and the fists became heavier and heavier. Finally, Majin Buu stopped. He looked at his fists that had become bloody, and finally understood where the sense of disobedience came from. Yes, after enduring so many attacks by himself, there were no scars on Chi Yu's body. Could he really ignore all his attacks? Do not make jokes. Now I, Majin Buu, am a godlike existence. It let out a loud roar, and the injuries on its fists healed quickly. Immediately afterwards, the angry Majin Buu turned into a streamer again. But this time, Majin Buu hit with all his strength, but was caught by Chi Yu with one hand. My Hawaiian cedar is different from the previous tights. It's a famous brand. Do you have money to compensate me? Chi Yu looked at Majin Buu coldly, but from the veins on both sides of his temples, it could be seen that Chi Yu was really angry. Chi Yu tried to mobilize a trace of Qi in his body. Immediately, it caused a powerful force like heaven and earth, and endless power erupted from his body. This force came extremely fast, extremely terrifying. The entire earth seemed unable to bear Chi Yu's power, the ground began to crackle, the air began to whine, and the surrounding void trembled and exploded like a broken mirror. Powerful. Incomparably powerful. A suffocating force erupted from Chi Yu. The two new and old Supreme Kai and the attendant Jabbat, who were far away from the Supreme Kai world, even knelt down and fell to the ground. The king of the underworld, the lord of hell, etc. All the ghosts and snakes Shendu surrendered under Chi Yu's aura. Even far away on the other side of the universe. Inside a world tree that is larger than the planet, there is a resplendent and magnificent building. These buildings seem to be the palace of some extremely high-ranking figure. And in this palace, in a giant bedroom filled with the sands of time, lies a purple figure. This figure is slender and thin, with a tail growing behind its buttocks, and it seems to be sleeping very peacefully. If you don't look at the sands of time that he exhales casually, you can hardly imagine that he is an invincible powerhouse with the highest status in the entire universe. And Chi Yu's breath suddenly made the purple figure tremble all over. His eyes suddenly opened. On the earth, Chi Yu suddenly burst out with incomparably powerful strength. Majin Buu was stunned directly, because he felt that this force could even destroy him easily. This is impossible. Just when he was confused about the situation, Chi Yu raised his other hand and punched hard. Nirvana no serious punch. Boom. There was an explosion. Chi Yu's punch had already surpassed the limit of Majin Buu's eyesight. He didn't see how Chi Yu punched at all. He just heard Chi Yu's voice fall. Then there was a huge gap in his stomach. Chi Yu blows up Golden Buu's defense with just one punch. Go forward indomitably, destroy the dead. A god as strong as Majin Buu can't bear Chi Yu's punch. This kind of power has far exceeded everyone's imagination. After a punch, Gold Majin Buu began to tremble all over. This is the situation where the breath in his body began to become unstable. After all, there are 5 Super Saiyans in his body. After all, this power is not his own. With a blank expression on his face, Chi Yu stepped forward and punched again. Rumble. The Golden Majin Buu had no power to resist. His entire lower body was pulverized by Chi Yu, completely evaporated, and disappeared. Moreover, the most deadly thing is that his disappeared lower body cannot be recovered at all. His super self-healing ability was overwhelmed by Chi Yu. No. It's impossible. How can you be so strong? I don't believe it. I'm still the god of Majin Buu, and I'm the strongest in the entire universe. Gold Majin Buu let out an earth-shattering wail, and he desperately crawled back on the ground, his eyes showing a look of incomparable horror. At this time, his stomach hadn't been digested yet. Son Goku and others who had been swallowed, as well as the kind Fat Buu and others, were blasted out of Majin Buu's stomach and rolled to the ground. Son Goku climbed up with difficulty, looked at the completely unfamiliar landscape and said, "Where is this? I remember that I should be swallowed by Majin Buu." At this time, the voice of Supreme Kai came from everyone's mind. "It's the Bald Demon King, he punched you out of Majin Buu's body." While Son Goku and others lost consciousness. But in the Supreme Kai world, the old and the new Supreme Kai are still watching the battle on Earth. The two kings of the world, Kanbaru, were almost desperate, but Chi Yu unexpectedly smashed the Gold Majin Buu by himself. Vegeta looked confused. It's impossible, Chi Yu is just a human from the Earth. Even Gohan and Super Gotenks after the power boost are no match, how could he defeat Majin Buu? I also know it's beyond common sense, but it happened and me and old Supreme Kai saw it firsthand. Look, Piccolo pointed overhead. Looking in the direction of his finger, everyone's expressions immediately changed. The power of Chi Yu has refreshed their understanding of the Earth people time and time again. Several Z warriors tried their best to help Majin Buu, who was being grabbed by Chi Yu's arm at this moment, hanging upside down above the sky like a dead dog. It's impossible. It's impossible. Majin Buu stared at his stomach in disbelief with his eyes wide open. Lost the blessing of a few Super Saiyan, the golden yellow on the skin is gradually fading, returning to the previous pink red. Gold Majin Buu thus becomes common Majin Buu. Although the injury has recovered, Majin Buu is even more unlikely to be Chi Yu's opponent without the realm of gods and invincible power. I said, you have to pay for my eyebrows and clothes, and you always change the subject. I'll ask for the last time. Did you bring the money? Chi Yu held Majin Buu in one hand and said indifferently. Majin Buu was shaking like a sieve. Money. I don't have any money. Yes. I'm sorry. Chi Yu snorted coldly. I'm sorry, what do you need me to do? You don't lose money, do you? Majin Buu already knew what was going to happen next. He struggled hard, but Chi Yu's arms were like iron clamps, firmly grasping his neck and not letting go. You can't kill me, I'm Majin Buu. Go to hell if you don't have money. Chi Yu didn't give the evil Majin Buu any chance to escape. He directly pulled his arm and threw it into the sky, then soared into the air, and punched Majin Buu. Boom. History repeats itself. The body of the evil Majin Buu was completely shattered under the power of Zhengzheng's fist, and disappeared into the air. He died again. It can be said that it is very sad. It's really too strong. Even Son Goku couldn't help sighing. Even an existence like Majin Buu couldn't stop Chi Yu's punch, let alone himself and others. Vegeta gritted his teeth tightly, and Wanyan's second child became Wanyan's third child. For the proud Vegeta, this feeling was not pleasant. What about Fat Buu? After successive battles, everyone has a deep understanding of the horror of Majin Buu. Even Vegeta couldn't help but have the idea of killing Fat Buu once and for all. Son Goku said at this time, this Fat Buu is the kind personality of Majin Buu, it should be harmless, everyone don't need to worry. I'm hungry, do you have anything to eat? Fat Buu squinted his face cutely, and asked everyone. This Fat Buu has completely split from Evil Buu. Apart from being mischievous, his biggest hobby is eating all kinds of delicacies. In fact, seeing Fat Buu being so docile, everyone was relieved, no matter what they didn't want to fight with Buu again. Just like that, the mighty Majin Buu was finally defeated, and the world returned to peace. As for Chi Yu, who did not know when she disappeared in front of everyone. In the dream, Beerus saw a fist coming towards him. Because the speed was too fast, the fist rubbed against the air to create a dazzling flame, which continued to magnify before his eyes. Because the strength is too heavy, the time and space around the face of the fist are constantly collapsing. Baga. Once hit by this punch, I may die. Such a clear thought came to his mind, and Beerus uttered a cry of surprise before sitting up on the bed. Master Beerus. What happened? Hearing Beerus's scream, Whis walked into the sleeping chamber of the gods of destruction, and handed Beerus a towel. Wiping the sweat off his face, Beerus said, it's nothing, it's just a bad dream. Whis covered his mouth, and laughed he, oh he. I didn't expect Master Beerus to have nightmares. This is really strange. Beerus put down the towel and said, idiot, it's fine if it's really just a nightmare, but I don't think it's that simple. Zeno created the heavens and worlds, while gods of destruction is in charge of the birth and death of all things in the universe, and is the supreme force of the entire universe. Generally speaking, dreams of gods of destruction contain some kind of revelation. It may be a reflection of some major events, or it may be a harbinger of major events in the future. Seeing Beerus's expression, Whis understood that things were not as simple as he thought, so he said, Master Beerus, what did you see in your dream? Beerus was silent for a while, and then said, I saw a bald human, he claimed to be from Earth. Earth people. Whis was a little puzzled. As far as I know, the Earth is a common planet located in the northern Milky Way. The human body and energy there are very weak, not even ants. Beerus touched his chin and said, I'm also very strange, but in my dream, I was almost killed by this human being. Whis waved his hands again and again. Master Beerus, you are really good at joking, how could you be killed by a person on Earth? You have been sleeping for so many years, so hurry up and start working. Whis makes sense, Beerus is the highest combat power in the entire universe, no matter what happens, it is impossible to be killed by an Earthling. But for some reason, Beerus still felt a little uneasy. He put on his clothes and sat up from the bed, then said, then let's start. The existence of Beerus is originally part of the law of nature, Supreme Kai guards civilization and life, and Beerus is responsible for destruction and destruction. The two must be in balance for the universe to continue. For Beerus, who has been gods of destruction for countless years, this is all familiar. But today, Beerus couldn't suppress the irritability in his heart. The silhouette of the bald Earthman kept appearing in his eyes, and he couldn't erase it no matter what. After destroying several planets, Beerus made a decision. Beerus stood in the void with his hands behind his back, and said to Whis, "No Whis. I have to go to the Earth to see." Working together for eons, Whis has never seen such a worried Beerus. Whis said, "Master Beerus, do you really decide to go? It's more than half an hour away from Earth." "Certainly. Then I'll go prepare lunch for the road." "No, let's go now, immediately. Earth, Western capital." More than half a year has passed since the Majin Buu incident. Chi Yu bought a large piece of land in Exedu and built a big villa. But at this time, Chi Yu was yelling in his villa, venting his anger. "What is the most advanced hair transplant technology? What kind of bullshit expert? I spent a whole million, why is my head still bald?" The doctor rubbed his hands, and said awkwardly, "Master Chi Yu, your scalp is really strange, it's so smooth that there seems to be no friction, and the hair can't grow at all." Chi Yu was even more angry. "Nonsense. If anyone can solve it, why should I pay a lot of money to find you? Get out. Get out immediately. Otherwise, I will throw you into the sun." It is not known which batch of experts were expelled. In the past 6 months, Chi Yu has tried various methods, but still cannot make her hair grow back. "My lord, this is something that even Shenron can't do, you should just give up." Colonel Z. Roland, who has become Chi Yu's steward, hesitated slightly, and blushed again. "Actually, you actually look good like this." Quote. Chi Yu looked helpless. "What do you know? It's my dream to grow hair. If people don't have dreams, what's the difference between them and salted fish?" Colonel Z. Roland said, "Then you might as well ask that Miss Boomer to take a look for you. Boomer's family is the richest man in the world, and both she and her father are the most outstanding scientists of the time. Whether it is technology or financial resources, they are the top existence in this world. If I ask her, maybe I can really get my hair out." Chi Yu thought for a while, then clapped his hands and said, "You are right, if you want to rely on the power of science, there is indeed no more suitable choice than Bulma. But you don't have a good relationship with her. It's okay, they still owe me favors. I'll be right back." After finishing speaking, Chi Yu couldn't wait to fly out of his luxurious mansion. On the sea, a huge luxury cruise ship is slowly moving forward. Today is Boomer's birthday. Although she is over 30 years old, she still likes to be lively like when she was young. Every year, Bulma's birthday has to be carefully arranged, and this year is no exception. Bulma rented a luxury cruise ship and hired many advanced chefs. Everyone treats Bulma's birthday like a big party. Piccolo, Son Gohan and his wife, Tien Shinhan and Dumplings, Yamcha and Wapoo, Master Roshi Takeden Sensei and others, all arrived on the cruise ship. Vegeta was the most unhappy one. In his view, it is better to go to training if you have this time, and to try to catch up with Son Goku as soon as possible is the real thing. Just when he was bored, lying on the beach chair thinking about something, a voice appeared in his mind. "Vegeta, I am King Kai, and there is a new crisis on the Earth. The most powerful gods of destruction Beerus in the entire universe is heading in the direction where you are. He just defeated Goku at my place, and he only used 2 moves. Just a few minutes ago, gods of destruction Beerus passed by Kaiwang and defeated Son Goku who was training there. The whole process is a breeze and requires little effort. Son Goku in Super Saiyan 3 form can't beat gods of destruction Beerus with a single finger." And when Vegeta heard the words gods of destruction, he jumped up from his chair in shock. "What? Broken? Gods of destruction Beerus? That guy woke up." Vegeta was trembling all over, even trembling when speaking. As soon as this name is mentioned, he will think of his father who knelt on the ground and begged on the Saiyan planet many years ago. Beerus put one foot on Vegeta's father's head and looked at the Saiyan King with contempt. The entire planet Vegeta was easily destroyed by gods of destruction Beerus, and the people of their entire ethnic group combined were not as good as one finger of gods of destruction Beerus. He is the most powerful man in the universe. Frieza is nothing compared to Beerus. Even the god Majin Buu is no different from an ant in front of Beerus. And such a terrifying guy actually came to Earth. Vegeta was so scared that he broke out in sweat and said, Master Kai, how did he come to Earth? Where Beerus has come, there has never been anything but destruction. If he came here, the fate of the Earth would be difficult to say. King Kai said, I don't know, he seems to be looking for the most powerful warrior on Earth, and it has something to do with your Super Saiyan. He said that there is a bald-headed Earthman who can be evenly matched with him. He is here to find someone to fight. In short, no matter what, don't provoke him. No reminder from King Kai. Vegeta also knew what to do. Beerus is a moody god. Once something upsets him, this guy will destroy the entire planet. However, what about the bald Earthlings? Vegeta was most concerned about this. Master Beerus said that he dreamed that there was a person from Earth who could equal him in strength, but he couldn't remember his name. He only knew that he came from Earth with a bare head. King Kai said as if he had expected something. Could it be that big bald devil? It's that guy Chi Yu. How is this possible? He can stand shoulder to shoulder with gods of destruction. There was cold sweat streaming down Vegeta's forehead, and he suddenly felt a deep sense of powerlessness. King Kai clenched his short fists. I can't be sure, anyway, you must be careful, don't let others offend Lord Gods of Destruction Beerus, otherwise your Earth will be finished. What are you afraid of? Just when Vegeta and King Kai had just finished talking, a colorful beam of light suddenly appeared in front of Vegeta. A purple-skinned monster with a jackal head and a kangaroo tail came out of the beam of light, followed by a blue-skinned, white-haired young man with an angel aura around him. These two people, of course, are Gods of Destruction Beerus and Angel Whis. Not even Vegeta could maintain his pride in the presence of Gods of Destruction. He immediately prostrated himself on the ground and respectfully said, Master Beerus, why are you here? You're that kid hiding in the corner of planet Vegeta back then. King Vegeta is your father, right? Beerus's eyes were lazy, and he looked at Vegeta as if he were looking at an ant. Yes, my lord, my father offended Lord Beerus, and he deserved it. Vegeta put his head on the ground, indescribably respectful. HMPH. Beerus wanted to say something else. At this moment, a joking voice came from not far away. Vegeta, it's not Chinese New Year yet, why are you giving such a big gift? As soon as Chi Yu boarded the boat, he saw Vegeta kneeling on the ground. As he spoke, he walked towards the three of them. Kobolds, and broomheads with blue skin, you two give way to me. Chi Yu pushed aside Beerus and Whis, and walked in front of Vegeta swaggeringly. Tragedy Tower, I'm looking for your wife Bulma, have you seen her? Don't call me Tragedy Tower. Vegeta's teeth were itching with anger, but he couldn't get angry, and the first thing to do was to deal with Beerus's problem. HMPH. Called a kobold by Chi Yu, Beerus had two veins popping out of his forehead. When Vegeta heard Chi Yu addressing Beerus, he was almost scared to pee. Asshole, does this bald man have any eyesight? Doesn't he know who is standing in front of him? If this continues, the Earth will be destroyed. Think about it. Vegeta immediately jumped up and squeezed Chi Yu away, licked his face and moved in front of Beerus, respectfully said, Ms. Smith. Master Beerus, please ignore this stupid Earthling, I have prepared the best for you. Good food and Earth food, please come and taste with me. Beerus ignored Vegeta's courtesies. Instead, he took a look at this guy who dared to call himself a kobold, and suddenly felt that Chi Yu looked familiar, as if he had seen it somewhere. Earthlings, were you bald before? Is he the bald head in the dream? Indeed, if it weren't for that long black hair, Beerus even felt that he should be looking for this guy. Could it be that Lao Tzu's wig was seen through? My ancestors are all hairy people, how could it be bald, not to mention that I don't know you at all. You, a kobold, can talk, it's really interesting, Chi Yu let out a dry laugh to hide his embarrassment. HMPH. Although this guy is a bit weird, he is not bald, and he doesn't feel the slightest bit of aura, so he shouldn't be a strong person. Thinking of this, Beerus decided to ignore this tiny earthling, and turned to Vegeta at the side. Vegeta, I'm looking for the strongest player on Earth, do you know who is the strongest player on Earth? You mean Kakarot? Vegeta said awkwardly. Kakarot, I only know that Saiyan called Son Goku. I have fought against it. It really disappoints me. Do you know a stronger warrior? Only then did Vegeta remember what King Kai told him just now. Beerus completely defeated Son Goku in just 2 moves. There is indeed a man stronger than Son Goku on Earth, and it's right in front of Beerus's eyes. Vegeta glanced at Chi-Yu and was about to reply just now. Seeing Chi-Yu push Beerus away, "Hey! Don't you know what first come, first served? Kobold, I'm asking about Bulma, why do you interrupt? Wait for the next one, you." Beerus was furious, "Who are you calling a kobold? Hey! You have a dog's head and you don't want to be told." Veins popped up on Beerus's head, and he roared, "If you dare to say one more word, I will destroy you and this planet together." Kobolds, kobolds, kobolds. I haven't seen you like this before. Go home and blame your parents for being ugly. Why are you angry at me? Chi-Yu clasped his hands and snorted coldly. Seeing that Beerus was about to attack, Vegeta ran to the food area on the deck. 2 seconds later, he flew back like a rocket and brought a plate of takoyaki to Beerus. "Master Beerus, please don't be as knowledgeable as this idiot. He is a psychopath and often talks nonsense. I will throw him down immediately. You should try this unique delicacy on Earth first." Angel Whis at the side smelled the smell of takoyaki, and suddenly took a breath of the tangy barbecue aroma, and his eyes lit up. "Oh ho ho, it smells so good, what is this? You call it octopus burn it? It looks delicious, can I have a taste?" Vegeta lowered his head and held the dinner plate, "Of course. Ho 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 ho, then I won't be polite." While covering his mouth, Whis looked shy, and hurriedly picked up the knife and fork to start. "Whis, it's mine," Beerus roared, waiting for Whis with fierce eyes. He has never had much resistance to food, and when he smelled the smell of takoyaki, he immediately forgot about Chi-Yu scolding him. Thanks for watching, please subscribe and support my channel.